Hey guys, today we're going to focus on Unit 0, Lesson 5, Rate of Change in Graphs. After today, you'll be able to graph proportional relationships and calculate rate of change. This is important because we want to be able to interpret that rate of change in the context of the problem. So let's get started. We've seen this kind of equation before in one of our previous math classes. It's called slope-intercept form. And we're going to focus on a specific piece of it today. We're going to focus on the slope, that letter M. Slope can be calculated a couple of ways, and one of which is this formula. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. All that means is we need to have 2 points, and we need to find the difference in the y's, and we need to find the difference in the x's. So let's go ahead and do that. We're just going to pick 2 points from the table. It doesn't matter which two. And we're going to subtract our y's. So that's 9 minus 18. And we're going to divide that by the difference in our x's. 3 minus 6. 9 minus 18 is negative 9. 3 minus 6 is negative 3. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 gets me a positive 3. So that's my slope. What that means in the context of the problem would vary depending on what the table is labeled. So let's take a look. Our x's are defined as the number of packs of paper purchased, and our y's are defined as the total cost. So what that means is this 3 tells me that each pack of paper costs $3 because our total cost is increasing by 3 every time I purchase another pack. Now let's take a look at a second way to solve our original problem. Here we're given a table. We're going to convert it to a graph and then use the graph to find our average rate of change, or slope. So our first step is we're going to plot all of our points. So I'm going to plot a point at 1, 3, 2, 6, 3, 9, 4, 12, 5, 15, 6, 18, and 7, 21. I'm going to connect these points with a line, and now we have our graph. When we're looking at a graph, we can think of rate of change as rise over run. It means the same thing as y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Because both of these mean you're trying to find the difference. I'm trying to find how much change occurred. So let's just pick any 2 points. Here's one, here's another one. And we're going to use our rise over run. So rise is our change in y's. So let's take a look at how far and how much we changed in the y in the vertical direction. So I'm going to start at this point, and I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I went up 6, I increased 6, it's going to be a positive 6. Let's take a look at our run. Our run is our change in x's. If we look at our x-axis, we see that we increase by 1 on the bold lines. So calculating our run is going to look like 1, 2. Because I moved to the right 2, I increased by 2. That's going to be positive. 6 divided by 2 is 3. We got the exact same slope as last time because we were using the exact same data table. Let's try it again with another problem. When we're given a table and a graph, we can use either method. We could use the formula, or we could use the graph and think of it in terms of rise over run. Because the formula is pretty straightforward, we're going to take a look at the graph again. So once again, we're using rise, which is our change in y, and dividing it by our run, which is our change in x's. I'm going to pick any 2 points. Here's one, here's another one. And let's take a look at our rise, our change in y. So if I start here, I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I went down 5, I decreased by 5. I'll write that as a negative number. Now let's take a look at our run. Here, every 2 boxes, I'm increasing by 1. So my run is going to look like 1, 2. I move to the right, 2. Because I move to the right, I increase. It's going to be a positive 2. Negative 5 divided by 2 is negative 2.5. And that's our slope. That's our rate of change. If we look at that in the context of the problem, and we want to actually understand what it means, we need to take a look at the labels on our table. We see weeks and amount in account. Because our slope over here is negative, that tells me the amount in the account decreases by $2.50 every week. That's the end of our lesson. Reach out to me if you need help or have any questions.